What up, Dokkaners? The part 2 EZAs will be dropping later on today. Blue Kaioken Goku and Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku. But in today's video, we're going to be answering the question that a lot of you guys have been asking still, which is when will the part 2 banners release for the legendary Carnivals, Goku and Gohan? For part 2, I will be answering that specifically in today's video. I haven't made a dedicated video for this yet, which is probably why people are still asking, but I have mentioned this many times during live streams and other videos. So for those of you who've already heard this song and dance before, please forgive me. I'm trying to look out for the Dokkaners out there who might either be new or who might have not otherwise seen those other videos. Plus, like I said, if I make a dedicated video on this, that should answer most of your guys' questions once and for all. And I should also mention that since we don't have the official dates yet on Global, I can't tell you officially when it's going to be dropping, but I can tell you what it should be based on how things played out on JP and how things played out last year. So take everything with a 1.01% grain of salt, you know? So that's it. Let's jump in and answer the question. I'm gonna start off by just giving you the answer. The answer is gonna be either the 23rd or the 24th, which is 7 days after the start of part 2 and 1 day after the part 1 discounts end. Now, my specific guesses are going to be either one of these. I think it's more likely going to be this one, July 24th at 10 p.m. PDT, but it could very well also be the July 23rd at 10 p.m. PDT. I will explain why further on in the video. So if you are looking for just the answer, there you go. Hopefully you guys do stick around and support the video by watching the rest of it, but I wanted to answer it first. So there's your answer. Now, why do I have these two dates in mind? Well, like I said, 7 days after part 2 starting has sort of been the answer that I've been giving over the past few weeks. People have been asking me a lot, and the main answer is just by looking at how it played out on JP. JP, February 9th is when part 2 started. February 16th is when the banner dropped. February 16th, 2 hours after the banner's original drop, is when the ticket summon is also available. So you might be looking for the answer for this question because maybe you just want to get the ticket summons out there to try to get your free opportunities to roll for these 2 new LRs. Maybe you don't want to be summoning on these discounts. While they may have some value for you, they do have some good units to offer, especially the Goku banner. Some would argue that the timing may not necessarily be the best, given that the worldwide download is about a month later. So if you are one of those people who might be on the fence about this, understandably so, you might still want to summon using your free summons. So this is the answer: 7 days after the start of part 2, and then add 2 hours after the original banner's release. So does that translate to global? Well, it did last year. So let's take a look at how things played out last year. So for last year's dates, we have it right here. Part 2 for last year's 7-year anniversary started on the 18th of July at 5 p.m. The Part 1 Dual Dokkan Festival started on the 7th. Now, this is important because, like I said, 1 day after the Part 1 discounts end is an important detail. When the Part 2 banners drop, you don't want to be having the Part 1 dual discounts still going because more often than not, people are going to be flocking towards the Part 1 summons because they are naturally better. Dokkan Festival summons have more savings, more value traditionally. They are more worth your stones. So if those discounts are still there, it would take away from the way that the part 2 banner actually performs. That's why they would first wait till the discounts end. So last year, from the 7th until the 24th, the part 1 dual Dokkan Festival discounts went until 1:59 p.m. Now, the timing doesn't necessarily matter if you don't live in my time zone. This is just for the sake of, plotting this all out, that I'm using the Pacific time zone. So the 24th, right before 2 p.m. is when the discounts ended. Then if we look at the dates here, the part 2 banner dropped the 25th of July at 10 p.m. PDT. That is 1 full day plus 8 hours. So 32 hours after the end of the part 1 discounts is when the part 2 banner dropped. Coincidentally, that is also 7 days after the start of part 2. 7 days plus 5 hours, but still 7 days. So my theory still stands. 7 days after the start of part 2 is when the banner will drop. Now, if we were to go into specifics, let's take a look at how things played out for Global this year. So Global's Dual Dokkan Festival, as you guys know, started on the 6th, and it is going to be ending in terms of discounts on the 23rd at the same exact time, 1:59 p.m., but on Sunday the 23rd. So if we were to add 32 hours to this, then that would mean you simply add 24 hours. That's the 24th plus 8. That's going to be 10 o'clock. So that is why I said July 24th at 10 p.m. PDT probably is the best and most likely scenario that the part 2 banner releases. And then, given that, the ticket summon would follow 2 hours after that. So if this is actually the correct date, it would then be the 25th at the stroke of midnight that the ticket summons actually are available. So that is why I think it is the 24th. Now, why do I have the 23rd listed here? The reason why I have the 23rd listed here is because if we look at the campaign details for part 2, which, by the way, started on the 17th. So, again, 7 days, 24th. I'm smart. If we look at the campaign details for part 2, there's nothing else after the EZAs for the Gokus. There's nothing else that's coming up except for one event, and that is this. The Dragon Ball opening medley is set to arrive on Global on the 23rd at 5 p.m. PDT. Now, that is 3 hours after the conclusion of the Super Multi discounts for the Part 1 Dual Dokkan festivals. So, if we are going to be receiving new content the same day after the discounts conclude, there is a chance that we could maybe also get the ticket summons and consequentially the Part 2 summon itself happen this same day. Maybe at 5 p.m. at the reset time that Part 2 gets this event, maybe 5 hours later, the banner drops. That's why I feel like it's worth mentioning that it could also happen on the 23rd at 10 p.m. PDT. But I personally think it is going to be this. 7 days after, a week after the start of Part 2. Just, it sort of has a more round number kind of feel to it. So I think personally it's going to be this. So hopefully that puts your minds at ease, folks. Again, I can't give you a definitive answer, but, you know, hopefully spelling this out for you the way that I did should make things very easy for you guys to rest on. But if you still have more questions, I will be on live streams. You guys can ask me there, and you guys can always ask me in the Discord, and I will probably give you the same answer. But still, you know what? Maybe you need that. So whatever to help you guys out. There it is. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments, which banner are you going to be prioritizing your free ticket summons on? The Part 2 banners, the Part 1 banners? Are you going to be using stones on the Part 2 banners? Which one? Why? Who is your target unit? Let me know all of your plans in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and remember to Dokkan responsibly.